What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate 2 Reviews. Today we're checking out the Evolution Universal Miter Saw Stand. This thing has a total weight capacity of about 300 pounds. As you can see from that intro, it's pretty easy to move around and set up. So let's take a look at some of these cool features of this miter saw stand. And is it worth 200 bucks? Well, let's find out. We have a quick release system here for the legs. All you gotta do is pull a little lever on the back, and you're good to go. It locks right in the up position, super easy to use. There is a handle here. I will say this is one of the trickiest things to install when you put this thing together. The screws are right behind here. There's one screw that goes in each side of the handle. It's a little tricky because leg is in the way, so you got to have this thing extended, but even still, I mean, it's really hard to get to. All right, so we got some really beefy wheels on this thing. You know, they're not like, they're not pneumatic wheels, of course. They're just, a solid rubber, so they are not going to go flat on you, but they're not going to be, super smooth like, like an air-filled tire. That's not really a big deal, of course. Like packouts are all going to be the same size, same style as this. It'd be cool though if with the wheels, they were just like a hair bigger and a bit farther out, honestly, in my opinion, because it is a little wobbly at times when you're, trying to take this thing around. And if you have your miter saw on it, which the manual does recommend to not have your miter saw on it while moving it around, it has a tendency to, of course, lean back a little bit. But of course, that's not Evolution's fault. That's just going to be what it is for safety, of course. And finally, one thing I want to note too about the legs, it's just going to be a hard plastic bottom for these legs. I would love to see some type of like really spongy foam or something, or a really thick rubber. I mean, this works okay. It's just that I'd like to see something that's going to be a bit more maybe durable, maybe more grippy. It works fine on concrete, but I might see it slide around maybe on like a tile, a really smooth surface is my only complaint there. Now the material support arms are adjustable. These can come out pretty far, and of course they are adjustable up and down. That's pretty standard on most miter saw stands, but these actually come out really, really far. Let me show you here. All right, so I've got about 38 inches of full extension here. Technically that comes out about 3 feet, but of course when you count the extra little bit of length there with the arm, that gives you about 38 inches on each side. So if you're cutting like a 12-foot material, this is going to be fantastic. All right, so this Makita miter saw, this is one of like the heaviest miter saws I've ever worked with. This is going to be the 36 volt, runs on 2 LXT batteries. I think this thing weighs like 60, 70 pounds by itself without even counting the batteries into it. But this thing holds it no problem. It's not really, there's not a lot of wobble to it. It's a pretty stiff miter saw stand. I'm overall pretty happy with it. Very comparable to, I would say, like the Rigid that I've used in the past. And it's a pretty cool, it's kind of got that like, all blacked out look to it. You got that cool Evolution kind of tag on there. It looks really neat. But my only real complaints about this miter saw stand are it's a little complicated to put together. It comes in, one piece, but of course you got to put everything together. You got to put the wheels on. That needs to be installed. There's a lot of little things to install. It's going to be, 15 pictures here. Now they are, of course, referenced with some, of course, some notes here. It took me about 45 minutes to put this together, which is the longest I've ever taken to put a miter saw stand together. Just because there's so much to it, there's so many little things to adjust on this thing. That's my only really complaint about this miter saw stand. Other than the small stuff, if the wheels were a little bit wider out, that'd be really nice. Other than that, though, it's a really easy to use miter saw stand. I think it's definitely worth the $200. I'm really impressed with just how stable it is as well too. I've seen some miter saw stands there that they feel really, really light, and you don't really feel confident working on them because they kind of just sway a little bit too much. This thing stays really stiff overall, and I think it's a great buy, guys. So if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description. You want to check out that evolutionpowertools.com. They make a lot of cool different stuff. I also got another tool from them as well I'm going to be reviewing here in just a little while. So guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great day.